Hello, beautiful souls. Rana here. So, today I wanted to share with you all this framework, I guess you can call it, for you to determine whether or not whatever it is you're physically doing outside, in this physical world is in alignment with both your inner and outer purpose, but primarily your outer purpose. So I've talked a lot about this concept of finding your inner and outer purpose, but I want to share with you what's referred to as the three modalities of awakened doing. And this concept comes from the book A New Earth. So in it, Eckhart Tolle describes this framework known as the three modalities of awakened doing. And understanding what exactly it entails and how to work with it and utilize it can really help alleviate so much suffering that you may be unconsciously inflicting on yourself, and again, not realizing it, right? That's why it's unconscious. So the idea here is that anything you are physically doing out here in the physical world, as I mentioned, needs to be in alignment with these three modalities. So these three modalities are accepting something, feeling enthusiastic about something, or simply just enjoying something. So you always want to ask yourself, whatever it is you're doing, this is literally anything, you want to ask yourself, am I either accepting it, or can I either accept it, feel enthusiastic about it, or enjoy it? And if it can't be any of those three things, then again, you are unconsciously creating a lot of suffering in your life. And you're essentially resisting the present moment by not living in alignment with those three modalities. And of course, as we all know, if we aren't present, which is the state of perfect divine alignment, is presence, because that is all that exists, is this current moment. And so many of us are unconsciously resisting this current moment as we are in this state of, a lot of it could be from autopilot living, or just general feelings of, not wanting what we currently have right now, which is all that it even exists. So a lot of that comes from this state of inner resistance if we can't live in alignment with these three modalities. So again, it's just really important to ask yourself, can I either accept this, feel enthusiastic about this, or enjoy this? So for instance, you might be working a job that you don't particularly love or see yourself doing long term. And, that's fine, but can you at least accept whatever it is that you are currently doing? And if it's that bad to where you can't actually accept it, then you essentially need to remove yourself from the situation and find something else or do something else. Because if you can't, at the very bare minimum, accept whatever it is you're doing, you might not feel enthusiastic or fully enjoy it. But if you can't, at the very least, accept whatever it is you're doing, then again, you're unconsciously creating so much suffering in your life. And you need to change whatever it is that you're doing if you really want to progress on the spiritual path. And again, live in alignment with this sense of inner and outer purpose. So that's kind of what it looks like to accept something. Now, feeling enthusiastic, of course, so many of us know what that might feel like. It's not necessarily excitement, because oftentimes excitement can arise from the ego, and we instead want to actually feel enthusiastic about whatever it is we're doing. The word enthusiasm actually has Greek origins, which essentially mean to be filled with this presence and this spirit of God. So when you are really tapped into this sense of feeling, again, enthusiastic, then you know that is a state that is one that is in connection to the divine, again, the capital D divine, and is in alignment with your true spiritual nature. So again, emphasis on enthusiasm and not just excitement, because excitement is oftentimes short-lived and it comes from the ego and isn't actually sustainable and isn't in alignment, again, with this sense of our outer purpose. So feeling enthusiastic is really key. So many of us have our own unique ways that we might feel enthusiastic about something. We all have our own our own unique interests and passions and things that we love doing. So tapping into that and tuning into that sense of enthusiasm is going to be really key. And it's of course a very beautiful feeling when you are really enthusiastic. It's really suggests doing something that really lights you up and inspires you and sustains you. And I think a lot of us can kind of relate to that feeling of when we are really feeling enthusiastic, we're almost operating from this very effortless place that, like, it's almost as if something is just like something divine is just operating through us and coming out of us. And it's almost like, there just is no mind, there is no ego. A lot of artists describe this state, right, when they're painting or doing something really creative, that they just feel this sense of lightness, and they're very, again, connected to this spiritual side of them, that when they might not be doing whatever it is that made them feel enthusiastic, they might not actually feel that way or be tapped into it. So again, enthusiasm is a very beautiful state to be in, and it's important to find whatever it is that makes you enthusiastic and lights you up and gives you that connection to all that exists, right? And the last one is, of course, going to be enjoyment. So most of us really understand what it means to enjoy something. It's really similar to feeling enthusiastic, but enthusiasm is, again, it kind of operates from a different place, whereas enjoyment is just, can be seen as coming from this place of surrendered action, right? So similar to the non-resistance, you're not actually fighting the present moment. And when you aren't fighting the present moment, again, you are in alignment with that true essence of who you and what you truly are, because again, the present is all that exists. Anything else is a construct. Any kind of future or past is a state of mind that your ego might be creating, or a state of mind that your ego is still in, right? Dwelling over something or thinking forward to something that hasn't actually even occurred yet. So feeling in enjoyment is going to be, again, this state of actually doing something that again fuels you and that sustains you in a way that you actually can continue this state of being that you're in without fighting whatever it is that you are currently doing. And it's also important to keep in mind and to note here that you don't actually have to wait for something really big to occur in your life for you to feel like you're actually enjoying life in general, but enjoying whatever it is you're currently doing. I think so many of us tend to hear this word purpose and think it has to be this really big idea, and means that we have to be doing something really big and meaningful. Although it is truly so relative, and it just doesn't have to actually look like that. So many people are stuck in the state of waiting for something big until they can really essentially like feel like they can start living. They're just kind of waiting for that big moment to happen before they can actually enjoy their lives. But as cheesy and cliche as it might sound, we experience moments of bliss in everyday life. And again, so many of us are so unconscious to it because we're constantly stuck in our head. Like right now, even just me sitting out here in nature is a very blissful moment. But if I was operating from a state of ego and stuck in my mind, I wouldn't actually realize the abundance that surrounds me. Like the sun on my skin, hearing the birds chirp, being able to smell fresh air, right? It's all something that, having my cat next to me, right? It's all something that we realize, like, has to, like, something big, right, has to happen to us, or we have to have this really major moment in our lives to even follow this framework. But I'm telling you right now, you can still go about your everyday life, and of course, a conscious state. I made that video on autopilot living, and if you're interested in finding out how to kind of break free from that, you can go ahead and check that out. But this can very, very easily, and is actually intended to be something to incorporate into your daily habits, of course, your conscious daily habits and routines, and essentially make them better. if you are, of course, really suffering or really struggling in your life overall, this can really help redefine what it means to live a life, and to live to now live a more conscious life. But this whole framework can really benefit you whether or not you, again, feel like you are already living a very conscious life, and instead it can just enhance it. Or again, if you are really struggling and you are in a state of constantly resisting everything, or just generally feeling very unhappy, right? Then this whole modality will really change your whole life. I swear it will, because I've seen it change the game for so many of my clients and so many people that I work with. So I really hope you try it out. And really, it's just important to understand that if you aren't living in alignment with these three modalities, you are really unconsciously creating so much suffering, not only for yourself, obviously, but for others around you and for humanity as a whole. Because, of course, as we know, everything is all connected. We are all connected. And our personal state of mind and state of being really ends up having this great ripple effect, and ends up, again, impacting humanity as a whole. So always ask yourself, can I either accept whatever it is I'm doing, enjoy whatever it is I'm doing, or feel enthusiastic about whatever it is I'm doing? I hope this was helpful, and hopefully it made sense. Reach out to me if you need any support, or you want to book a one-on-one dharmic healing session. I am giving out free discovery calls if you want to check that out. I have that information over on my blog. And yeah, just reach out to me if I can be of any support or assistance to you on your path and on your journey. I hope you all have a beautiful day, and we will talk soon. Bye.